Oh, man, it's like the same people. You guys can unmute yourselves. Jocelyn, Noel, Hayden, unmute yourselves. And do you guys want to let me see you? Yeah.
Hi.
Jocelyn, can we see you? Noel? Hayden? This looks like it's going to be another meeting of you four joining me.
Elle was trying to get in, but she said it's not working for her.
Yeah, I was just on FaceTime, but she said it didn't work.
Sure.
Yeah.
Come here. Go, girl, come here. We got a new puppy.
Oh yeah, I saw that on, was it, my mom's like Facebook or something like that. Oh wait, you're on mute now there.
Yeah, I know. I had to yell at my wife. She doesn't want to be in this room right now.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking.
Yell at my wife. Hayden, join us. Let's get this thing going. All right, so.
Sorry, our dishwasher's being really loud, so I had to move.
I hear you. I have kids. Can you guys hear people yelling downstairs or no?
Kind of.
A little bit of a background noise.
I locked the door, shut the doors, and the kids downstairs. So if it gets too loud, let me know and I'll kick them outside. All right. So how many of you guys, and you guys can stay unmuted today, so we'll kind of talk through this together. So parts of the slide didn't load. That's awesome. All right. How many of you guys were in Delaney's presentation that she did on the 31st, so like last week, on building a schedule? Yeah, pretty similar here, right? So there's just a different, I do things a little differently maybe than Delaney, but maybe some things like I know I've told my players when you guys are watching these, some of it you might be like, oh, that was a waste of my time, or hopefully you take away a couple things that you can put into your life. So that's kind of what my goal is for this one, right? So we'll kind of review a little bit of what Delaney presented on the 31st about building a schedule, and maybe some other different thoughts or some other ways to do it as well, right? So first of all, this is something that I've generally not been very good at. My wife yells at me all the time. I forgot to put this in my presentation, but look at like that's something my wife made as we're this is something that my wife made because it was so hectic with us working from home and trying to educate Kingsley, our 6-year-old, right? So she's like, we need to have some structure. I definitely do not chunk my days out into hours. And I've recently just started putting things down more on paper. But everything I kind of will go over today can still be used. I would recommend putting it in paper or down in paper or in a planner, and not just doing it off your memory like I used to. So definitions, routine is a sequence of actions regularly followed. A fixed program, a schedule is one's day-to-day plans or timetable, right? And these are all stuff that Delaney put in her presentation. Some distractions. Distractions are defined as a thing that prevents someone from giving full attention to something else. So I added in some things that are sometimes distractions for me when I'm trying to get work done. And this was earlier today when I was coming up with this presentation is I'm trying to work and all of a sudden my phone goes off, or I get messages from the club and all the other directors that, that we're always working. And then I start looking through my phone and seeing what's going on. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I got to focus on this. Right. And obviously my kids and my dogs can be sometimes distractions as well. Why is scheduling and routines important? Provides an anchor, reduces stress, habit building, sleep routines, making time for important things, exercise, all those things, right? How will routine help you? Again, better time management, self-discipline, healthy balance, creates greater sense of control. All right, so that's stuff that Delaney had touched on last week. So what are some of the things that are your guys' morning routines? Like, what do you guys do right when you wake up?
I just get up and then I eat and then I do my schoolwork.
So getting up and eating, first thing in the morning, you eat. No.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I do a little bit of exercise, but usually I eat.
Okay. What about some other people?
Especially now that we're doing online school, one thing that I've been trying to do is like get up, eat, and then start school right away so I can get it over with by like lunchtime. And one thing I also have been trying to do is also, since everything's been online now, sometimes I'll get headaches. So I've been trying to drink like a glass of water in the morning every single morning, right when I wake up.
Nice. So you picked that up from Delaney's thing, didn't you?
I didn't actually go to Delaney's thing, but I've heard it a lot, so I decided to try.
Yeah, that's one of the things that Delaney read about it, and she started putting that into hers. So that's something that I've always done. It might not be a glass of water, but right away in the morning, I get up, because some of you guys know that I have a part-time job at FedEx. So I wake up really early in the mornings. And I don't really have time for a good routine in the morning because I get up so early and I want to sleep as much as possible. So I get up, chug some out of the sink as I'm grabbing my toothbrush. And then when I'm going to the bathroom in the morning, I quickly get on my phone and I check my emails and just star like the ones and start to think about what I need to answer that morning or that day, right? And just so it's in the back of my mind as I'm going to work or as I'm working, I can kind of think about it, because my salvo day doesn't really start until about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the mornings. But obviously here and there I can answer some emails and get some stuff done in the. What else? Anyone else? Jocelyn, Hayden, Elle, you guys got any morning rituals?
Well, in the morning, like right when I wake up, I put in my contacts, wash my face, and brush my teeth, so I'm ready for the day.
Good, healthy.
Yeah, I kind of just did like a combination of Olivia's. Like, I try to drink water, and then I also like eat breakfast, and I also like try to work out in the morning too.
That's great. All right. So one of the things is maybe you can start doing is start planning your day first thing in the morning too, right? Before maybe all these other things can also be some sort of distractions, right? Like checking social media. You probably don't need to do that first thing in the morning. You guys probably aren't doing coffee first thing in the morning or at all, right? But maybe this is a routine we can start to put in is planning the day. So some daily tasks. This is like what I think about. What all do I need to get done today? What do I want to get done today? What can I do for myself, my family, my friends? Right? Those are things that I start to think about as we're going on. All right. So we're gonna do instead of you guys just doing this on your own, like some of you guys did, let's create a schedule. So let's plan. We're going to plan tomorrow out. So just throw some ideas out there that you guys, that you have or that you want to do tomorrow. They could be for real or they could just be hypothetical. Shoot some ideas out.
Eat breakfast.
Yeah. Exercise or like work out.
Do your schoolwork that you need to do for that day.
Yep. What else?
Eat lunch.
Chores, like cleaning.
Woodworking.
Maybe get outside.
Oh, maybe take your dog for a walk.
Maybe like play a game or like watch a movie or something with your family.
Eat dinner.
Oh yeah,
What
you
about
work
that
on
one?
technical work and soccer.
There you go. All right. So really quickly, we just spent like a minute and a half, and we just brainstormed a little bit and came out with those, right? Delaney used the term brain dumping or mind dumping. Same thing, but I just kind of start to think about those things, right? So kind of keep those in the back of your mind. Here's the list again if you want to kind of remember it. So eat breakfast, exercise, school, lunch, chores, woodworking, go outside, dog for a walk, play a game, watch a movie with family, dinner, hopefully some soccer. I'm going to take the question marks out of there, right? So have you guys heard of frog? Eat your frog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's frog?
It's like get the worst thing out of the way first, like the thing you like look forward to the least, get it done first so it's out of your way.
Yep. So, and when I was doing some research on this, because I just didn't want to go in, like I said, I'm not great. I haven't been great at doing this in the past. So I was doing some research on things other than soccer for the first time in a long time. People are different. Some people, you know, they like to get working right away in the morning. Some are in the afternoon, some, you know, mid-morning, whatever. But you guys right now with when you're staying at home and dealing with all this, you might as well get that frog, eat your frog first thing in the morning, get that one thing that you really don't want to do and knock it off your plate, right? Because that can kind of create some momentum. So I also put the big three up. Big three, it's not for, if you guys watch, what's the show? This Is Us right now. They call themselves the big three. They're triplets. It's not that. It's like the big three things that you need to get accomplished that next day. But if you eat your frog first, then it helps create momentum. It gets you for the rest of the day. Another thing that I came across that I really liked, and I think it's great for kids and young players to put in, is the 52-17 rule. So it doesn't always need to be 52 minutes, but it's basically you work 52 minutes and you take a 17-minute break to kind of recharge, recover, meditate, whatever it is, right? Or step away from what you're doing, or go stretch or go for a walk, whatever it is. But just gives you a little bit of time to reset when especially if you have a really busy day. And it's really important to be flexible. Leave gaps throughout your day. I read another article that called it leave white space, right? So this is actually when you're going through the schedule and you're planning out your day, is don't have it be from 8 a.m. to 8:30, you're doing this, and 8:31 to 9:40, you're doing this, right? Leave yourself some gaps, again, to give yourself a little mental break, give yourself some time to recharge. But also, if you get done with something, you're like, oh, okay, like I'm done with this, but I'm still like really like into working, I can get more done. Then maybe you're just getting a little bit more of a head start on something else that you had planned later in your day, right? And grouping is another technique you can do. So as you're planning stuff, you can start to group some things together, right? So think about maybe some of our activities that we came up with that maybe can be grouped together that you can do at the same time or one after another, that makes it a little easier. What's scheduled on your schedule, right? Like right now, what do you guys have your classes? Are they like, do you have to log on, or is it just you have your work, get it done when you want it?
They're like supposed to put everything on there like by like 10 to 12 or whatever, like somewhere in that gap. But like it's usually all on there. So I just go on and get it done right away. So then I'm done with school right away in the morning.
Nice.
Yeah, we don't have to like do any online like live videos or anything like that. We have certain things that we have to get done by a certain time, and then we have to do that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
so
do the next day.
go ahead.
I said, yeah, like it's like due the next day. So we get like that day to do it. So I usually try to just like finish it in the morning so that I'm done.
Okay, so think about some things that you guys have right now that does have a time.
Zoom.
We have a meeting at 7 today.
Yeah, like Ellen and Leva play on my team, so we have a Zoom meeting later tonight, right? So that's on the schedule. A lot of the other stuff that I have the girls do is just kind of do it your own. But what are some other things like Zoom meetings like this one, right? Was at 4:00. There was a goalie one before this. Obviously, you guys probably didn't watch the goalie one, but this was something that if you wanted to watch live, then that's on your schedule, right? So be mindful of that things. But outside of the coronavirus season, maybe you have real school that you're going to, or you have soccer training or basketball or whatever it is. So those are hard time frames that you have to stick to. Yeah. So we're going to take our list from earlier and think about these things, right? So what is our frog? What are two of our other big three things? And then we're going to kind of go through and rank these in order of importance, but maybe keeping in mind some grouping, right? So what would you guys say is the most important thing that we need to get done?
Maybe school.
Yeah,
That's what I would say. School, most important.
And then also, I guess breakfast is important too, because you want to get a good breakfast.
Yeah, like kind of all the meals.
Yeah.
Like the grouping too, like that's important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll just put food. Let's do this then. We'll put food down here because food, especially for athletes, is really important, right? So we'll just let's just do this. We'll separate that. But just be mindful of our we'll be doing that, right? So what's something else that's really important right now?
We could group together exercise and soccer. So like you could do technical and then also exercise.
Would you put that as your second most important thing?
Maybe not your second most important.
Maybe as like your third after food.
Maybe like after food, yeah.
Okay. All right, what else?
Then probably chores.
Chores is our 4. Get outside, we could probably group with soccer and that too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or you could do it also with take your dog for a walk too.
It would take your dog for a walk. So we have food here, get outside. What's more important, getting outside or going for a walk or doing both?
I mean, I guess if you're taking your dog for a walk, then you're getting outside. So it's kind of like both, I guess.
I've seen people that have done it on like a treadmill and they don't even participate.
Oh, I guess.
But not with your dog.
So
Yeah,
you guys put your dog over your family playing a game and watching a movie with your family?
No, probably not.
All right. So we would all agree that woodworking is the least important on our schedule.
Yeah.
Good. That's kind of what I try to do on my schedule too, but I put that there just because I wanted to show you guys. So that's one of my hobbies is woodworking, but very often I prioritize it last, or maybe if I know like my kids go to bed early and if I'm going to stay up later, maybe sometimes I'll go and like cut up my wood in the middle of the day when I can use my power tools, and then I do the assembly later on at night when it's not as loud and I'm not keeping the neighbors up and stuff like that. But agreed, very least important, right? So let's start to schedule this day out. And remember to be flexible, leave gaps, and remember our 52-17. So when are we going to start? When are we going to do our schoolwork? When do you guys want to start?
Maybe like after breakfast.
Yeah.
Breakfast? At what time?
Maybe like
8.
wait, you eat breakfast or you start school?
When do we eat breakfast?
Maybe like 8:30 or
Ready
8.
at like 9. Yeah.
8:30. Like how I build your guys' schedules when we travel. 8:30 to 9, somewhere into there, right? What time are we gonna start school then?
At 9 then?
9:15.
Yeah.
Or we can leave ourselves we can leave gaps too, right?
Yeah, because you have to get ready in the morning too.
Yeah,
ready,
so maybe
brush your teeth, shower maybe every once in a while. Hopefully you guys are still showering and brushing your teeth and doing your hair. Hey, I can't tell if you're doing your hair or not. Just kidding. Just kidding. Come on. All right, so we say 9:15. I'm glad that you guys are saying 9:15 and 9 o'clock and not like 12. Because some people I realize are just sleeping all day and that's not good. We need to stay in good routines, right?
then maybe school goes till around lunchtime,
Yeah.
like 12 or 12:15 maybe.
Okay. So do you guys just sit? Do you sit and just do all your work right away? One after another, or do you take little breaks when you're doing your school?
I sometimes get up and like just walk around for a bit and then go back.
What's another? Let's do this then. What are some things we can do when you're taking a little break? Hayden said walk around for a bit. What else?
I read.
You read on your break from studying? Nice, Josh.
Jocelyn, are you sure?
Yeah, I finished my book today.
How about this?
Oh yeah, you could do like a little workout.
Yeah.
Oh, how about you need a little break? You do a minute plank or something like that, or do some squats, or
Yeah.
right. And now you're knocking some other things off your. Might be not be a full workout, but you're getting in extra stuff, right? Little things like that. So 12:15. Take you more than 15 minutes to eat lunch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I bet for
He goes, no.
It's for like 5 minutes.
all right.
I'm a fast eater.
That's what's our school was number 1, number 2 was eating, number 3. So right after lunch, do you guys want to exercise?
No.
I
It
normally
took a half an hour break
like
before.
half an hour, yeah, and then
Oh, I didn't realize you were swimming.
well, I don't
but
want to
that's-
have a stomach ache.
But that's all right. Look, you guys, it's important to put things in like that, right? So this is what my wife calls it for the boys. Free time, right?
Yeah.
Hang out, talk to your friends, do whatever, but giving yourself a little time in the middle of the day to reset, right? What's next?
Then you could maybe exercise or do soccer, technical
Yeah.
work.
Like both, I
Mhm.
guess.
How long are you gonna put to doing that? 30 minutes, like for the kids?
Like an
Hour.
hour.
Half hour?
Hour, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, you finish up before that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But around like this time, that's usually when the Zooms are.
Yep.
Yeah, then yeah.
All right, so you guys are doing your chores way that late, huh? We'll add another 15-minute break in there. So chores, how long do chores normally take you guys?
Half an hour.
Ish. At the most, maybe.
Yeah, at the most.
I mean, I guess it kind of depends on what you have to do that day, but
Makes sense. Dog for a walk for those of you guys that do have walks, or outside time. So maybe for some of you guys that don't have dogs, you're already outside, right? But
You walk a fish?
yeah, you take the bowl with you.
Oh god. And then maybe you could do like the woodworking until like dinner, and then you could play a game after or something like
well,
that.
woodworking was our late one, man. So if we don't get to it, we don't get to it, right? That's a hobby, but it is important. I like that you're taking in consideration my hobby and what's good for myself, right? So what's some other things, like what are your guys' hobbies? Let's add that in here.
Oh, sometimes if I have time before dinner or like whenever I do, I'll sometimes paint or try to paint something.
Paint. Anyone else?
I paint.
I like to cook sometimes.
Cook. Well, good thing we got 3 meals.
I'll sometimes play board game with my mom.
It should be spelled that way, right?
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So we would have dinner at some point, right? So maybe looking at it, maybe even though our hobbies are kind of, we said we're lowest kind of on our priority list, I think Elle made a really good point here, is you can do that. You could have your hobby time because probably going to eat dinner with your family at this time or somewhere around there. Obviously, this is just hypothetical, right? And then after that, we'll say 6. Right. So would everyone agree that that could kind of be a day like that we came up with, right? What about, so where do you put in your, what's scheduled on my schedule, right? We just did a hypothetical one today. But what if you did have practice here, right? Is that something that as you're planning your day out, do you think you have to rank, or maybe you're putting that in already for the time?
Probably putting it in like beforehand to like work around it.
That's what I would say, right? So right now you guys don't have a lot of scheduled things that are going on, but as you get into, once we get back to normal here, those are things you're thinking about. Or Zoom rooms, these meetings that are going on, if you decide you want to watch it live and you want to be able to interact with people and not just watching it on your own on YouTube tomorrow or the day after, then that's something you have to also think about and put in there beforehand, you know? Or like for the two, Olivia and Elle, we have a meeting at 7 o'clock tonight, so you would have put that one in, right? I would say okay. So some other things to think about when you guys are building your schedules over the next couple weeks, because we're not going to get outside for another month, is I would really think about adding your soccer in. Would you agree that being in front of this computer screen is getting a little boring? You're doing your homework here, doing soccer stuff here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would highly recommend when you guys are starting to think and plan out your schedules is schedule in your fitness and if your coaches have assignments. Noel, Hayden, Jocelyn, are your coaches giving you guys stuff to do on a daily basis or a couple of times a week?
Yeah, Blake gave us something to do 3 times a week.
Okay.
Johnny, he gave us like what he wants us to do, like maybe like 3 times a week. Like we have to run and then we have to do technical work, target practice.
Okay. Hayden, your coach giving you stuff? All right, perfect. So keep in mind those things and put those on your schedule. And this is a really good time for you guys to work on your own skills, right? So obviously you guys know about the Salvo players member page and how you can find these Zoom meetings. And have you seen the technical workouts that I did that are on there?
Yeah.
I haven't looked for a while. Have any fitness ones been updated?
I think there's a couple.
So maybe some of the fitness ones or just juggling. But if you guys right now spend 5 to 10 minutes outside working on your skills, working on juggling, working on ball striking, whatever it is, in a month's time, you guys are going to see a huge improvement, right? If you go out and hit 20 balls with your weak foot, you're going to see a big improvement by the time we're back on the field. So it's really important that you guys are trying to find ways to add in the soccer, especially when it's really nice like this. Whether your coach is telling you to do it or not, I'd just go out and do it. Like that's a great way to get outside. Doesn't need to be every day, but you can hit it 4 or 5 days a week. You guys will be better off in the future. So another thing I would think about at the end of your day, if you guys are starting to use a planner or to starting to schedule out your day, is spend 5 minutes at the end of your day and figure out what worked, what didn't work, what would you change, right? Because it's your schedule. This is for you. So this is how I kind of do it. This is how my thought process is when I'm figuring out what I'm doing each day. But it's different than the one that Delaney did, right? It's different than maybe that you guys want to do it, and that's fine. It's whatever you guys come up with, that's going to be best because it's for you, and then that's what works, right? But it's just something to think about, and it's going to make you more productive now, but probably also just lead to really good habits and making you guys more productive in the future. Any questions? Any thoughts? Anything I didn't talk about that you guys feel like I should have? No? All right, cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for getting on here. Feel free to reach out if you do have any questions. You can find my email address on the website. If you want different workouts or something that you want to do extra that your coaches aren't providing you, reach out to me and I can share the document that I send my team out, and you can do some of our workouts as well. But stay safe, have fun, and start to work on scheduling things. All right, girls and boys?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, thank you.
See you, Elle.
Bye.